Welcome back. You're tuned into Bazaar Morning Call, and as we've been telling you, global markets are a little bit rocky. A lot of stocks we're going to be focusing on, so let's get straight to that. Our research team is standing by with the top stocks for the day. Rima, you go first. Some good news coming in overnight from Accenture, and also we have that index. The IT index has been underperforming. Tell us more.
Yes, so Accenture stock price ended up with a gain of 7% after Q1 FY25 earnings beat expectations, and the company went ahead and raised the full year guidance to 4 to 7% top line growth versus their earlier guidance of 3 to 6%. The reason for the guidance upgrade was a Q1 beat, which was led by stronger large deals. And there are a lot of the internals which are fairly positive. For instance, BFSI revenues were up 10% year on year. It was a second consecutive quarter for strong headcount addition. The net headcount went up by more than 24,000 in the current quarter. Generative AI bookings are up 20% on a sequential basis, not on a year-on-year basis, on a sequential basis. The Gen AI revenues itself is close to about $500 million. That said, the overall bookings are still a bit subdued, and the management in the conference call indicated that there is still no recovery in client spending, particularly in smaller deals. Clients still prefer the large transformational deals. Europe is a bit more challenging compared to US, and in terms of visibility on budget spends for the next year, they will get clarity only in January and February. But as you said, IT stocks have been a bit subdued. This week itself, the Nifty IT index is down 2.5%. So maybe we'll see a bit of a rebound aided by Accenture, and plus rupee crossing that 85 mark against the dollar also acts as a tailwind.
Okay, so maybe some green on IT names this morning. But Rima, good news for Bharti as well. They've paid off a large chunk of spectrum dues, right?
Indeed, so Bharti Airtel has cleared all the dues for the spectrum that they purchased in 2016. So they've prepaid 3,626 crore rupees, and in total, in this calendar year, 2024, the company has paid about 28,300 crore rupees. The stock has been under pressure, 4.5% lost this week, though this year itself, it's seen a gain of close to about 60-odd%. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thank you very much for that. Well, let's talk about two other names, Exide and Amara Raja. Sudarshan is here to tell us why. So, good morning.
Morning, Prashant. So first one is Exide. Remember in April this year, Exide had signed non-binding agreement with Hyundai and Kia to supply battery cells and battery packs. Now they have signed the term sheet. So basically what does term sheet do? Term sheet formalizes intent to onboard Exide as a supplier of battery cells and packs to both Hyundai and Kia. And this agreement is between Exide's electric mobility arm and Hyundai and Kia. So far, Exide has invested more than rupees 3,100 crore in its electric mobility arm. Next is Amara. So Amara has procurement agreement with Hyundai. Now under that procurement agreement, it will supply absorbent glass matte battery technology to Hyundai. And that technology will be used by Hyundai by Q4 FY25, and it's likely to be used in its Creta EV, which company has a plan to launch by Q4. So that's the reason I'm going with green for both Exide and Amara Raja.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Sudarshan. Well, let's go to Vivek. He's tracking a couple of names, Waaree as well as PNC Infra. Both of them you're expecting in opposite directions. Tell us more, Vivek.
That's right. Opposite directions is where I expect both of the stocks to react. First up, like you mentioned, let's discuss Waaree Energy. Waaree Energy, remember, the company has gone ahead and started trial production of a 1.6 gigawatt solar module line. This is in Texas, USA. This is along the lines of what the company has been indicating at the end of Q2 and also at the time of the IPO. Now, remember, at the end of Q2, company's current module capacity stood at 13.3 gigawatts. So again, this particular line goes ahead and augments and adds to the company's existing module capacity. The other stock on the radar is PNC Infra. Some negative news flow over there. Remember, earlier this year, in October 2024, MORTH, which is the Ministry of Road and Transport Highway, had gone ahead and barred the company and its subsidiaries from participating in road tenders for a period of 1 year. The company had gone ahead and challenged this particular decision, but yesterday, the HC went ahead and disposed the plea by the companies and against the Road Ministry order. However, they have asked the Road Ministry order to once again look at the order that they have passed against PNC Infra, and they have asked them to expeditiously take a decision, hopefully within 4 weeks is the kind of timeline that they have provided.
Okay, so basically the court's asking the ministry to do a review and reconsider perhaps its decision. Got it, Vivek. So we'll watch out for PNC Infratech as well. Moving on to Vamakshi. She's watching out for a bunch of stocks this morning. Good morning, Vamakshi.
Good morning, Surbi. Let me first start off with GE Vernova TND. The stock is in focus on the back of an order win. They won an order worth over 400 crores from Sterlite Grid. This is for supply of high voltage equipment. And analysts estimate that with this order now coming in, the company is now sitting on a backlog of somewhere around 10,000 crores. And this is despite not having won any HVDC contract in India yet. So that bodes well for this company, and therefore I'm going with the green for this counter. But apart from that, keep an eye out on BASF as well, and that is because the board has given an in-principle nod for demerger of the company's agri-solutions business into a separate listed legal entity. This will enable operational flexibility, leverage differentiated steering, and create value for the shareholders. Now, keep in mind that the contribution from this business was somewhere around 14.5% in FY24, with the revenue standing at 2,006 crores. Keep in mind that the company in September had also indicated that globally BASF SE will complete legal and ERP separation of agri-solutions business by 2027. So this announcement is a step in that direction, and therefore going with the green for this counter as well. Chemplast Sanmar commenced commercial production from the second phase of multi-purpose production block at their custom manufacturing chemicals division in Berigai, and therefore going with the green for this counter. And lastly, let's focus on Cosmo first. They've launched an innovative paint protection film. This has been designed to preserve and enhance automotive exteriors, and the company is expected to begin market trials for this product. So given that announcement, going with the green for Cosmo first as well.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Vamakshi, for that. Well, here's a quick recap of the stocks that we've put out. So on the positive side, you've got names in the IT services space: Bharti, Exide, Amara Raja, Waaree Energies, GE Vernova, BASF India, Chemplast Sanmar, and Cosmo First. And the only one on the negative side is PNC Infrastructure. Well, we'll go across to Manisha now, from stocks to commodities. What's top of mind? Manisha, good morning.
Morning, and thank you for that, Prashant. Well, we are headed for a weak week when it comes to various of these commodities, especially with the dollar index still holding above 108. We've seen the crude oil prices continue to decline. Adding to woes is Sinopec's China statement. Sinopec, by the way, is the largest Chinese refinery. It says that the gasoline demand in China has already peaked in 2023, and that weighed onto the markets. In any case, the street is anticipating that 2025 will see excess oil availability in the world, and that will keep the prices under pressure. But it's not just energy, because when you look at metals, we've seen serious declines continuing into this week. Overnight, copper prices fell by 2%, silver was down 1%. With the declines now, nickel is trading at a 4-year lows, and 1 month lows continue in case of metals like zinc and aluminum as well. The only thing that I see on my charts trading in the positive is the natural gas, and that is trading on a firmer note because this is cyclical, this is winter demand. The natural gas prices have gained up by nearly 12% in last 1 month, trading at a 13-month highs. Barring natural gas, everything else is trading in the weakness.
Okay, all right, Manisha, got that. Thanks very much. So we'll watch out for how some of these commodities fare during the course of the day. Quick break at this moment. On the other side, we'll have Siddharth Khemka of Motilal Oswal Financial Services joining in. We'll discuss some of the top stocks to watch today and a few more fundamental ideas.